I'm freedom.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, when I can for my people. When the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones.
You have made it 100 miles to freedom.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Anthony Mayfield, aka King, Black King, on Instagram. And I'm very, very excited because your teacher, Casey Lang, phenomenal woman, okay? Reached out to me, because she wanted to show you guys my poem, and I really, really thank you for listening and learning and bringing it in. You guys had some questions for me, so I feel that I owe you those answers. So now, today, your activist, motivational speaker, hey, man of God and black people activist, I am in the hot seat. Here goes your questions. Here's the answers. Whoo! Okay. So first, to start off, first question is, what is your personal story? And keep in mind, everyone's personal story directly pertains to how they live and what they've been through, has a reflection on what they do in their later lives. So my story is I was a foster child. I was adopted at the age of 4 to a foster family. It was very, very abusive. So I got beat with everything from sticks and extension cords, baseball bats, or whatever. But then, as a kid, I took refuge in the church, so I became a youth pastor. And this is where I started my, my motivational speaking and speaking in front of people when I was young. I actually started speaking to congregations, and I felt like I had a gift. So then I went into the military. I went 3-time Golden Gloves boxing. I've been to war countless times. I've seen life and death, which make me the strong person I think I am today. So, that's a little bit of my story, So let's go to the next question. Have you had positive experiences with police or only negative? This is a difficult question because police usually only respond when there's a negative connotation, or when someone is in trouble, or when they think something is going on. So police are reactive rather than proactive in communities. So, where they say, police are public servants, that's not how they've behaved for years and years and years. So when I look at a police officer, I don't look at them in a bad light, because like I said, whatever has happened in their lives made them who they are today. So I just take one incident at a time. But have I had positive encounters with police? I've had positive conversations, through these protests and stuff like that. But I've had police, throw me on the ground, you know what I'm saying, put their knee on my neck and arrest me for no reason, put me in handcuffs to try to scare me, pull me over just because my car looked fast, or in their words, it looks like a drug dealer car. So I guess you could say I have had positive and negative. So it just depends on the police. How active are you locally or beyond? So locally, I'm very active. I try to, this is why I've been, it took me so long to get back to you guys, is because I've been busy every single day. Not only am I trying to be this activist or be this person to look up to and to give an example, I also have a career. So I went to college for surgical technology. I assist in surgery in the operating room every day. So, that plays a big part in, being tired when you're working 10, 12-hour shifts a day. So I do try to take out the time and work wherever. I actually started helping and mentoring youth when I was in Georgia, because there's a big need for it there, where there's not a lot of black fathers in homes. So I'm Big Brother King. So I try to set the example for them as well. So California is not the only place that I reach out to or do work in. So yeah, I go beyond. Ooh, next question. This is a good question. It says, when did you find your voice? Right? And so that that right there, like most people find their voice when it is extremely uncomfortable, when they are in pain and when they are hurting. So yes, I found my voice when I was in pain or when I felt lonely. Because I started writing poetry when I was 14. And I continued when I was in the military overseas, trying to stay alive. So that's when I found my voice, when I was in pain. Where did you find the courage to present yourself? I think I've always had the courage to present myself. I've always been an extrovert. I've never been like shy or anything, like getting up on stage and performing or acting or any other thing. Like I fear it right before it happens, but once words start leaving my mouth, it is a complete calming feeling that I have. And this has always happened. I think I've always had, I always create tunnel vision. So when I start speaking, right, the crowd becomes a blur until I finish. And then it refocuses in. So I don't know, I call that my superhero tunnel vision. So that, I don't, focus in on something to make me lose my concentration. So, yeah. Ooh, next question. How long did it take you to write your ideas about what you and your community are going through? Ooh. The thing about that, like, it's always a work in progress. I've been writing these ideas down for years. I have another poem called My Black is Beautiful. I might send you guys, do that and send you guys a video of that. But I've been writing these down for years. And I've been checking statistics and, you know, to coincide with what I'm writing and what I'm saying. So, yeah, it just depends on when I put those ideas together, you know, when I consolidate them into a masterpiece. So, I could be at work and I'll jot something down, or I could be in the store and I'll jot something down. And then later on, you know, that subject line, you know, I'm taking the notes, I'm putting it back, you know, into the subject line so that, you know, I can have it for reference for later. So then, you know, and then you can actually bring your piece together. Because sometimes it's taken me from 6 months to a year, 2 years to write one specific piece. So it just depends. I still have some unfinished pieces that I've yet to finish, but we're working on them. How did you convey your emotions in your voice without breaking down? I don't allow myself to suppress my emotions. Just for the simple fact is because people will not feel your poetry or your words without emotion in them. So if you are passionate about a certain climax in your story, then that is where you need to implement that emotion, or however you choose to feel about it. Because, someone has said, you know, that, that poem gave me goosebumps, or that poem made me cry. But all in seriousness, like, that poem gave me goosebumps, and it made me cry while I was writing it, to the point where I almost could not write it. So I had to practice and practice and practice and practice it over and over again until I could say it through without breaking down. It is not an easy task, but practice really makes perfect. You have to be able to practice it. And if you happen to break down, you have to push through. So, good thing you didn't have to see me cry. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a grown man. I don't cry. No, but next question is, what advice do you have for others who are afraid to use their voices? The act of being afraid is the act of not knowing the outcome of something, right? People don't know the outcome of anything that they do, but they're unconsciously afraid. So when you are afraid, ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen, right? What is the worst that can happen? And if the worst that can happen is okay, you need to push through. Because fear is only a mental roadblock. You will not catch me subsiding to fear, because fear in itself will control you if you allow it to. But just like I said, you have to practice. I practice in the mirror all the time. So if I can speak to myself, then I can speak to other people. So practice in the mirror. Practice letting them know who you are, letting yourself know, and confirming in yourself that this is what I want to do. I'm going to do a good job. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to knock it out of the park. Where can I achieve public speaking skills from? Okay, so there are plenty of places that you can do it, right? So, drama class, right? Drama class was like probably the pinnacle of my learning to speak in front of people, the etiquette to speak in front of people, right? So, you know, you want to put yourself in these programs where you are forced to speak, like the debate team. If you have in a debate team, speak on the debate team. You know, because like in college they have public speaking courses and stuff like that, but you guys aren't there yet. You know, you could start at home by presenting a speech to your family and see how you feel, see how you go through it. You know, because 9 times out of 10, the people that are closer to you will give you the best feedback and best criticism. Other people will try to pacify if it wasn't that good. Oh, it was good. It was good. But your family, you know, they will tell you the truth. So I would start at home and then branch out. How can we be better allies? So this is kind of general because we as in who? As in Caucasian men and women, because like I mean that would, I think that would go with that, but in order to be an ally helps or stands in the face of danger when their counterparts are being put in danger. You first, and I know people, there are not a lot of people that will put themselves in harm's way for someone else. But being in the military, 8 years, I put myself in harm's way every single day for people I never knew. For people I didn't know hated me or didn't like me because of the color of my skin, but I protected this country with this, which this country, hey, is a staple. Like, you know, if you're gonna be an ally, be an ally. If there's wrong, speak up. Speak up. The way you wouldn't allow it to happen to your son, cousin, daughter, father, don't let it happen to your allies. Have that same energy as you have when, you know, when your family member is in trouble. Because if you think about it, we are family. And if we don't start treating each other as such, we will never get past it. So be an ally. So how can we speak up on Black Lives Matter without silence or hurting the Black community? I always said and always heard ever since I was coming up, actions speak louder than words. So, you know, actually incorporating yourselves in the Black Lives Matter movement is easy. I see Caucasians and Asians and everyone out there supporting it the best way they know how. Each person's capacity of support is different. It doesn't have to be a staple or a standard of support. You support as much as you can. If you can't go out and protest, everyone has social media. Protest through your social media. Letting people know this is what I stand for. And this is what I will not stand for. So, there is a way to be out there without being out there. And just know that supporting it today does not mean not posting about it in 2 months. Because we've seen it fade away a little bit. And we see that things are dying down. This is not going to be a race. This is an actual marathon for life. So, help. And it doesn't always have to be monetary value. Just by your actions. So, post it. And then post it again. And then post it until people get annoyed. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make people listen that don't want to listen. Okay, how can we apply this message in our daily lives? Just what I said, post it, just be active with it. If you can go to a protest and see. If you do have black people around them, ask them how they are in this time, how they are feeling, if they are okay. Because believe it or not, a lot of us are afraid. We are afraid of what may happen tomorrow or what may happen when I step out the door. I have black sons, and I talk to my black sons on a daily basis because I don't know who is going to view them as a threat. So ask us, are we okay? So how can we educate ourselves on the subject of Black Lives Matter and the history of systematic racism? We definitely have, there are a lot of Black Lives Matter sites that you can go to, as well as look it up on Google, and they will direct you to these things, their mission statement and how they've gotten started, who actually started it, who funds it, and things of that matter. So, you just gotta do a little research, man. You just gotta do a little research, and I promise you, you'll get the answers that you need. How can we battle racism within our own household? That is a tough one. That is a tough one because there are people that there are people that I call subtle racism, and that's because if it doesn't pertain to them and it doesn't affect them directly, then they have no sense of actually even getting into the conversation of helping whatsoever, because they have not walked a mile in my shoes. They haven't wore the shirt that I wear. Like, I want people to understand that cops, they wake up every morning and put that blue uniform on. I wake up every morning and I can't take my black face off. There have been times in my life that I want to not be black, just for the different experiences and stuff. It's like, you don't want to be treated as a criminal when you've done amazing things in your life. So like, battling racism in your own household is a difficult subject. But my thing is, if you are going to battle it in your home, it starts with a conversation of love, right? Do your research. Have your supporting facts in your subject, and have a grown-up conversation with your grown-ups that are in the house. You know what I'm saying? Hey, because normally when people have been taught racist behavior unconsciously or even consciously, then it is hard to change their minds and outlooks if facts aren't presented. So I definitely, and that's exactly why I do my research before I actually, talk about a certain subject, because I want to be well informed. Be well informed so you can well inform someone. All right. So, how does education play into the current situation? And what can educators and schools do to change the current climate? Okay, education plays a very important part, right, to white supremacy, because history has lied and lied and lied over the years, right? So now, in this current generation, we are just starting to figure out, or they are just starting to figure out, that Christopher Columbus was not the founder of America. Native Americans were here already. Africans were here already. Like, you know, there are certain things education plays a part, because in every historical event that they will teach you, it is always the Caucasian as the supremacist in that event. You know, so therefore history has made this white supremacy and made through our history books and indentations has made white people to be the superior race, which when we're all equal. So first of all, we need to rewrite history correctly. We need to rewrite history correctly. And we need to have an African American studies, an African American curriculum, because I believe African Americans knowing their history is just as important as knowing Caucasian history. Where you come from, how you got here, you know, what your family believed in, you know, how, where did, down the line did, you know, my ancestors, you know, start to where I have developed. So it's just as important, you know, African American studies is just as important. And you know what I'm saying, I think understanding cultural studies, because I need to know about the Caucasian culture as well as them knowing about mine. You know, knowing our do's and our don'ts and our wills and our won'ts. You know, why, you know, a lot of Asian people use chopsticks. I'd love to learn that. Like, I mean, we need to, you know, learn about these other cultures and stop being fixated on white culture. So let's learn about them all in an equal basis. Once we start teaching these things in equal basis, then equality will start spreading, because we will see it in that manner. Do you feel this protest will bring change versus protests in the past? This protest has already brought about change. It has brought out extreme racism that people were just playing off like it never existed. In this day and age, you know, cameras and footage are our best friends. So the man, it has gotten leaps and bounds, and we are continuing to make a change. In the past, their outreach or their reach of change was very limited, but they did what was in perspective of their time frame. So I think every protest and every call to action has played a part in change today. I am able to go to college because other black men and women protested about going to school, you know, and getting out of cotton fields and, you know, tobacco fields. Like, I have that opportunity now because of what they did before. And I can only imagine what opportunities will be in the future if I can only protest like they protest back then. If I can set the example now, then our future may gain something. So I'm rooting for this generation. Let's go. Do you fear that you will be silenced when spreading your words? I fear that someone will try. Right? But if you spread your words correctly, your words are one thing that will never stop. People are still quoting people from the 1700s. You can't silence words. You can only silence a person, right? So the words that I've already spoken cannot be silenced. They are already out there. They are in the atmosphere. And I will keep spreading these words until my last breath. I will not stop. This is not a race. This is my marathon. And I refuse to stop. So I want you guys to understand what part you play, you know, in actual having a voice. People think they don't have a voice, but you do. Every social media platform is your voice, so spread it. I will not be silenced. I will never be silenced. So, with that being said, I want to thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys for. I really appreciate you guys for, you know, taking an interest in who I am. I want you to keep following me on Instagram, black.king.25. I have more content coming out, and I tell you what, if you guys send me a video, it ain't gotta be long, just short, just telling me who you are, right? I'll send you a video of me doing my poem, My Black is Beautiful, exclusively only for you guys. All right? So, with that being said, keep your head up, yo, and we'll talk to you soon. I will definitely talk to you soon. God bless you. You know?
Come on back.
Remember, your black is beautiful, even if you're not black.
I've been walking with my face turned to